Hello, this is Dr. Jeff Kim, and I'm here at California School Board Association. I came in early to just go ahead and pick up my materials, and I'm excited for the launch that will start soon. Last year when I came in 2022, man, there was just so much that I had the opportunity to learn, but there were definitely some takeaways that I took that I was able to apply this past year. The first was deep learning, this idea of being able to go into spaces and be a good listener, be a good learner, and to learn deeply. And I'm so glad I had the chance to do that. There were listening tours that I went on from place to place, event to event, campus to campus, and had the opportunity to learn so much from others. And then another lesson that I learned that I took away from California School Board Association last year was to tell the story. And so as I went to these different spaces and I thought, wow, this is really cool, this is awesome, I would try to tell that story. So I'm excited for 2023 School Board Association, and we'll share my takeaways here. Well, I just returned from California School Board Association, and one practice that I like to give to myself is to ask myself, Jeff, what is your takeaway that you can apply into your life and into your work and into your practice? And so I'm just going to share one today, and that is the idea of healing-centered relationships. It came from one of the keynotes, actually, Dr. Sean Ginsright. And after hearing him speak, I actually got this book on Amazon. I haven't read it yet, but it's called The Four Pivots. And then one point that he shared that conference really resonated with me and made me think. And that's the idea of healing-centered relationships. And so ask yourself that, or I can ask myself that as well. So as I go from different spaces of influence, whether it's schools, universities, communities, after a meeting with Jeff, is that person leaving a little bit more healed, a little bit more positive, a little bit more encouraged, a little bit more affirmed? If so, then that's more of a healing-centered kind of leadership. There are probably times if I look back at my past, maybe I didn't do that. As I focused on the many goals that I have, like the task that's at hand, sometimes it's very easy to get caught up in the task, the minutia of things, and maybe even what didn't go right. But the relationships are important because these are the folks that you're going to be working with for the long run. And oftentimes when a person's healed in one area, I think there's a lot of healing that can happen in a lot of areas. So I'm going to ask myself that in my meetings with various folks. I want to ask myself this year, are they leaving a little bit more encouraged, a little bit more inspired, a little bit more aspirational? I hope so. That would be a desire of mine. And if I did that this year, and then not forgetting last year, which included deep learning, and then loving first, and then also having spaces where I'm telling the story. I hope I did that well this previous year, and continuing that because those three takeaways from last year were also very good. Now kind of layering in this aspect of healing-centered leadership. Like, when they meet with Dr. Kim, he's like so encouraging. He's positive, he's affirming, he's supportive, and then it supports them to do the work of interacting with students or other teacher leaders. And it has that like synergy, that multiplying effect because of that encounter with me, that I had shared the right thing that brought about that healing. So that is something that's on my mind from CSBA. I will say one group that really affirmed me was APISBMA. It was my first time being a part of that group. It's called Asian Pacific Islander School Board Members Association. So they had reached out to me earlier in a different capacity about my Korean American Studies course. And they were asking a little bit more about that, questions about this particular course. And I had a chance to share a little bit about it. And, my Ed Family videos are so much. I've already talked about Korean American Studies. And it was very exciting for them as well to hear that in this work, we're helping students to know their story, tell their story, listen to one another's stories with empathy and respect, and do something with their story. So I was planning on attending the breakfast anyway, this gathering of Asian American school board members from all across California. But I didn't know like until just a little bit in advance that we would be receiving something. So I was just so pleased to take home to Anaheim Union High School District the certificate, but they're from other school board members, this group, Asian Pacific Islander School Board Members Association. This is called the Outstanding Ethnic Studies Community Partner Award. And so on it, it says here, Anaheim Union High School District, and for developing a curriculum that more closely reflects the culture, history, and struggles of California's diverse populations. So pleased to receive this award on behalf of Anaheim Union High School District. And once again, in addition to the history, the students are also benefiting from stories and experiences, and also the many drivers that we get to employ in the district I work in, where we got the 5 C's: communication, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, compassion, that's happening all the time in the classroom. The project-based learning, because we're moving from module to module, so all the work in that course is also very project based as well. And the civic action component, where in addition to not only learning, the students are having a chance to do something with what they learn. And so I hope it's going to grow that civic engagement, that compassion, that action, compassionate action. And a lot of this course, of course, is happening through discourse, a lot of dialogue. And I hope an authentic audience, as there's so many who are interested in this, whether it's their peers or community or outside the community, that students are actually leaving with that too. So they're leaving with a lot more than just history. They're leaving with all these kinds of skills that are going to be so valuable for them. And then in the act of taking this course itself, they're actually doing a lot of civic action as well. So lot of blessings from this trip. Also, I don't know if this is an official group or anything like that, but Trustee Rosa from a different district invited several other Korean Americans who are also school board members to gather together in one place. And I've shared the story in the past how when I was growing up, I never had a teacher that looked like me, and I never had an administrator that looked like me or a school board member, as far as I can recall. And so even today, this is like not something I see frequently, whether they're administrators, educational leaders, or school board members. I mean, it's more than it was when I was a child, certainly, but not many. And I actually didn't know that many Korean American school board members to see. So to have like that many, 7 at least, come together in that one place, that was really neat to see. To just once again encourage each other and support one another, and to be proud of each other. I think that's a part of the piece as well. Like, we kind of can connect because there's some stories that are similar, and then we can be proud for one another and just encourage one another in that goal. So I was really thankful to have a time like that as well.